So today we're going to talk about resumes, which is another very important thing to have when you're a beginning actor. Obviously, you're not going to have much to put on it to start. I mean, this is my resume. This is the basic format. So you have film, television, stage, and training. That's the four main sections. You don't put commercials on it. If you want, you can put commercial conflicts available upon request, but you don't actually list them. That just means, like, if you do a Budweiser commercial, they want to make sure that you haven't done a Heineken or any other beer commercials. So you don't have to list them, but it actually makes it look like you have more if you do that, even if there are no conflicts. Okay, so you don't want to put extra work on there either, by the way. Especially if you're non-union, it's really obvious. If they say you've been on um, a TV show, so they say you've been on Grimm, and you're non-union, they're going to know real quick that you weren't really on Grimm. And even if you were on it and you're union and it was an extra, it's going to say uncredited on IMDb, and they're going to know. So just don't put extra work on it. Don't put featured as if you have like 2 lines, because honestly that's what it is called, but extra work has destroyed the word featured. Everyone now thinks featured is extra work, so it's either co-star or guest star. Guest star is a bigger part than co-star, or obviously series regular. And then for features, you're just lead or supporting. You don't have to put the character name. I actually did, if you notice on mine, but I put a slash by it. That is not the norm, but I don't think it's offensive to anyone, so I do it. Okay, other than that, same size as your headshot, so that's 8 by 10. Do not have it hanging over like a full sheet of paper. I've been on the other side of casting and I've seen people do that. It's really unprofessional. Staple it. I staple 2 across the top. I've seen people do 1 on the bottom, but I don't think it's necessary. And I've also seen people that print directly on the back, which is totally fine. I don't do it because if I don't use a headshot, I prefer to remove the resume and put a new one on later with new credits if I do any new projects. Training. Yeah, to start, you're going to have a lot of training, so list all your training, space it out a little more. The class, the teacher. Special skills, that's another section which is at the very bottom of my resume. Do not list bullshit that everyone can do. Don't do it. And don't put anything like works well with others. Come on. A special skill would be like horseback riding, sword fighting, that kind of stuff. So don't waste space on your resume. I know you're going to have a lot of space to begin with when you don't have a lot of credits, but just don't do it. Don't put it on there. It makes you look stupid. Other stuff. Let me think. Just the basic format. Name across the top, union if you're in it below that, and then phone number, email address, website. If you have an agent, you can put that on here instead of this because they don't want your info on there if their info is on there. Then on the other side I have height, weight, and I have eye color. Not really necessary. Clearly I have brown eyes in the picture. I don't have hair color because I'm willing to change my hair color, and again, clearly you can see my hair color in the picture. Do not put your address on this. They are not going to mail you anything, so there is no reason to put your address. Now, as I said, I've done casting as well as acting. You would be surprised how often people have their home addresses on a resume. And sometimes women, that's even worse. I mean, in this town, no one should do it. But especially, attractive young ladies who have just moved to town, they sure as hell shouldn't put their addresses on their resume. In case you haven't figured out, there's some creeps in casting, or who claim to be casting sometimes. Not every project you audition for is necessarily legitimate. That's for a later installment, I guess. So I guess that's just about it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you again real soon.